We need to have our morning conversation. Yesterday it was really touchy. Then someone called in and had what he called a solution to our problem. We're talking about the statistic from the National AIDS Control Council that a big chunk of new infections of HIV are coming from those aged between 10 and 19. It's crazy. We're looking for a way out. This gentleman called in yesterday.
This generation aitaki mambo mingi, story mingi. These kids are tired of those kind of information that you're telling us. They don't want to hear all those stories, long, whatever. My friend, this is a reality and this is a fact. The technology has changed. The only thing and the truth is, can you show how these kids how to use condoms? That is one. Two, can you show how these kids how to use a P2 and the rest? That is the only way out. Mine up or gishida up the whole day as we give you the way out. You will not have any solution. These kids are very rude and very arrogant.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I've got two questions this morning. Number one, do you agree with that, gentlemen? Number two, who are these children listening to? Because Mwalimu said yesterday they're not listening to their parents. So who are they listening to? If you're of that age and you're listening, who do you listen to? Who can tell you anything and you listen to them?
Do you know how watoto wakifika between 12, 13, 14? I don't know what happens. There's like a disconnection. You don't get it. Vila wanaongea, vitu I don't know. Ile as kitambo, unajua kitambo wazazi, when it was military camp. That was not parent, it was military. How hawezi waambia?
So what aren't the parents of nowadays not doing?
We are doing everything. The thing is, wanajifunza mambo mingi sana. There's social media. You know what, yeah? There's influence, yeah, peer pressure. We had that one, lakini sio like what we have today. And they have a lot of rights. Sai huwezi piga mtoto vile tulikuwa tunapiga, unakufa unaamuka kesho asubuhi. Uliachwa kwa mahindi huko umewawa na mama yako.
Ati unaacha huko kwa mahindi unaamka kesho.
Unapigwa, unaachwa, unaamushwa na baridi ya upepo ya asubuhi. Aliacha amekuua. Jangai. Juu ya kukula kwa neighbor.
So let me ask you, what aren't parents of today doing? And does this gentleman have a point?
This generation aitaki mambo mingi, story mingi. These kids are tired of those kind of information that you're telling us. They don't want to hear all those stories, long, whatever. My friend, this is a reality and this is a fact. The technology has changed. The only thing and the truth is, can you show how these kids how to use condoms? That is one. Two, can you show how these kids how to use a P2 and the rest? That is the only way out. Mine up or gishida up the whole day as we give you the way out. You will not have any solution. These kids are very rude and very arrogant.
Is that a solution? Number one. Number two, who do these children listen to? Because this is the generation in the next 20 years, they'll be running this country. You need to understand that very carefully.
Your communication ya teens na wazazi imeanza kuleta pressure. Atusikii hata wanasema nini na wanaongea vitu elewi.
I need you to give me a call on 0711-046-105. I need you to send me your comments on Twitter at Classic105 Kenya or at It's Maina Kageni. Please don't forget the hashtag is Maina and Kengangi. Or let's hook up on my fan page on Facebook. Because this is one conversation we can't avoid. Imagine we can't.
Unajua, for the first time wazazi, we need help as parents.
Where is that help going to come from? That's my question.
Hey, where?
And what is the solution? Should we follow what he said? And teach them how to use condoms and preventive measures when it comes to sexual health.
And they're growing so fast. So fast. You wanakula mbolea ama wanakula nini? So fast.
0711-046-105 is my number. If you're a parent, have you had that condom conversation? Have you had that P2 conversation? I found a city guy, Fresh, good morning, saying he's talking about educating them. It's correct. But have you realized that nowadays, ata free condoms haziko kwa public toilets and where they're necessary as they used to be? Able to anzia hapo. Miss Njogu Mamfidi and Rita saying, when it comes to a point of a parent teaching their teenage children how to have sex, you have failed as a parent and failed your children. And that's why they become rebellious, because they listen to no one. So what happens?
I think the government needs to help us. Again.
Help you how? What help do you want?
There is a time they had a campaign, Help Crash AIDS. It worked. So wakuje na kakitu kengine, wapewe budget. National AIDS Control Council, papatiwe department ya education. Yeah? They need to be equipped. Because having those conversations now, your children, it's not as easy as it looks, Maina. It's not easy. It's not easy. Huh.
Body Major, good. Ati?
Naongea kama mzazi.
Body Major, good morning. Saying pia mimi boarding school ininifunza ujanja mingi sana hadi nazi apply in real life. Willie Paul C. Mzafi, good morning to you. Saying, ever heard of curiosity? Fact is, teach them on how to avoid the dangers. Wewe ni mzee, hii miaka imekupita. Kuja ground and see where I agree with the gentleman who called in. So what do you do? Have you had that conversation? Maureen Zhao, the chair lady, good morning. Saying, kids of nowadays are like puppets. They don't have ears to hear. Their parents just listen to their friends. Imagine a Form 1 girl taking P2, like Njugu Karanga. And once you beat her, she threatens to kill herself. What do you do, guy?
That is around 13, 14 years.
Hello.
Good morning, Maina.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kingangi.
Good morning.
That the gentleman you are referring to, the one who called.
Yeah.
He's when you really think about what he's saying, he's got some great point.
Uh-huh.
And the reason I'm saying that is that when you look at the world in general,
Yeah.
when you look at the advancement of everything,
Yeah.
it's like in the last few decades or so, the human brain has accelerated.
Yeah.
The human way of doing things has completely accelerated.
Yeah.
And we can't sit back and get stuck in a time warp and do things the way we used to, because some of us, when you're growing up, we were brought up by the society, we were brought up by the village.
Yeah.
Now, forget about the people in the urban area. Even people in the rural areas, that fiber is broken already.
Yeah.
There's no that, this child belongs to the society, belongs to the village. In Nairobi, you do that, and, the next thing you're in police station.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you have children between that age, 10 to 19?
Yes, I do.
And how do you deal with them then?
Okay, one is that you have to be vulnerable. The other day they had in school they had a swimming gala.
Yeah.
And it was happening over the weekend.
Yeah.
And she was one of the chosen, and as I was dropping out of school, I was telling her, I took that opportunity. I told her, in this gala, I know you will excel, you do well, but at the same time there will be a boy there sitting and watching you.
Yeah.
And like, that girl is swimming so well. Can I have your number?
Yeah.
Because that's a fact. They have phones. They have contact. Even if you deny a phone, there's a way they communicate with each other.
Yeah.
So the fiber that we had before has been replaced by something else, which is the internet.
Yeah.
And that guy has a point. When you download an app,
Yeah.
it gets to a point it tells you, okay, do you agree to the terms and conditions?
Yes.
And until you click yes, you cannot download it. You cannot log in or do something. So why not come up with something like that? A kid goes on whatever they are searching, and you get a pop-up window. Okay, click this, and before you can continue, there's a short clip of how to use a condom, or how to, we really, okay, it's very hard to come into terms with it.
Okay.
But the fiber is already broken, and before we can repair it, we need to act very fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate your point of view.
Yeah, thank you.
Asante sana. So what do you do? Have you taught your child how to use a condom? Have you told your daughter how P2s work? That's the question I want to ask you this morning. Have you had that conversation?
Ask your direction unaenda.
No, see direction me naenda. I'm just asking a question.
It's very complicated.
But it must be hard, that conversation.
And you are asking their friend. Their friend is Google.
Waru Nation, good morning. I cannot believe what you're telling me on Twitter. Saying it's so true. Today's kids are uncontrollable. I know of a mother who was so tired of talking and beating her 15-year-old daughter because of men and engaging in sexual activities. Finally, she took her to the hospital and it forcefully implanted a contraceptive in her. What are you saying? Hey, hello.
Hello, Mina. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Yes.
Now, about this topic,
Eh.
I think we could be throwing the blame to the wrong group.
Uh-huh.
Mtoi wa 14 years anatoa wapi HIV kama akutoa kwa mimi wa 38, 39, 40. Try and take a ride in one of the estates this holiday and just meet a class 6. Amefunga shule, ameshuka piece, amepaka lipstick, ameweka eyebrows, whatever. They just look like mature, fully fledged women.
Yeah.
So, mimi mtu wa 35, nitaenda kwa huyo mtoi wa 14.
Yeah.
Then I give them HIV. So,
yeah.
The 14-year-old will end up infecting a 17-year-old. So, the 17, 19, 14 are getting this thing from the older generation.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's not look like we are so holy. The older generation, we were so good. We were raised well. Hallelujah. Amen. We are so holy. Our watoto ndo wabaya. They are doing this.
That is a very interesting point of view.
Yeah. Let's look. Yes, they are the whatever. The study says they are the most infected, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But where are they getting it from? But to say, like the man who called in and said we teach them about P2 and about condoms, I really don't know. Is that practical? Are we the older generation who know about the condoms using them?
Good.
Do you have friends who are 30 to 40? Are they using condoms? So do we expect, if sisi who are older cannot even use it, do we expect the younger generation to use it?
Very good question.
Yeah, by the way, parents are just hurting out here. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she was telling me she actually just had to teach her daughter how to masturbate. Please.
Actually?
Yes. She said, I just told her if it gets too bad and like you are overwhelmed, you do this. But don't give in. That's how rotten we are, Maina. That's how rotten it is.
Hiya.
That's how rotten it is. I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, it is bad. Like my daughter, if you get into a situation and you feel it's this bad, just do this. Is that how bad we are? Is that how rotten? Look at this conversation in a different way. Stop blaming the younger generation. We, the older generation, have already failed. So expecting miracles with the younger generation is wrong. Let we, the older generation, change first and then set a pace. Children don't learn what you tell them. They learn what you're doing. They look at you, see what you're doing, and do it. They don't look at you and hear what you tell them and do it. It's wrong. It's not that way. You do the right thing, they look at you, they learn the right thing and do it.
Okay.
Bye.
Wow, thank you very much. My God, sema kupeana real. What? That lady has now created 1 million 101 questions in my mind. Gee whiz. What's your response to her?